Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, the lore, and the crazy stories that always seem to take place here in Florida.
What was that?
Switching things up for the November Thanksgiving preparation.
Oh, okay. So we're going to continue that on?
Well, here's the thing.
Guys, what do you think the perfect size turkey for your family is this year? Because I was asked, because I offered my frying services for a turkey.
Okay.
Have you ever had fried turkey?
I never knew you provided those services.
I don't know, but I feel like we had this conversation exactly a year ago.
Probably.
We did talk about a guy defrosting his turkey in the pool.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that
gross.
is right. That was
So
a good
nasty.
headline. We got a lot of chatter about that.
Yes,
But yeah, I was asked like what size turkey I'm going to need this year.
Yeah.
32 pounds.
32 pounds is exactly what I said.
14-year-old turkey.
Somebody asked if 13 was big enough. I said there's no way.
For what, a single serving?
That's a chicken, my guy.
Most of that's bone weight.
Yeah, that's turkey bones are heavy.
Turkeys do have heavy bones. Now, I will say this. Out of all the meats, turkey's my least favorite.
Really?
I don't like it.
It's pigeon on top, then it's
Alligator.
chicken, pedigree,
Camel.
and then turkey.
No, I honest to God,
You
man,
really don't like turkey?
I don't like it.
Well,
And-
usually
I
dry.
never knew that about
but I
you.
will say this, though. I've heard that fried turkey is better than normal turkey.
Still got the juices.
Well, it's hard to cook
It's just
a turkey.
worse for you, so it's, yeah. Of course
I know,
it's
but
better.
that's what I'm saying is like turkey's a dry meat.
Did
Right.
you just point at me with pointer and pinky?
Yep. Turkey's a dry meat.
You got to cover in gravy or something. I don't know.
Yep.
That's why gravy was invented, to cover that dry meat.
Exactly.
People don't put gravy on chicken.
Yes, they
Okay,
do.
yeah, I guess not. I don't know.
I mean, I don't
really.
Listen, here, this isn't a food podcast. I'm just
Okay, feels like it.
We're recording on a Sunday afternoon. We're all kind of hungry.
We're just hungry.
So that's why you guys have been blessed with this discussion. But you're going to be blessed with headlines here shortly.
Hope
Cameron,
so.
how do you feel about the headlines this week?
I feel really good about them. I feel better if we took a break real quick and went to Wawa for a gobbler.
Hey, man.
During the break, let's go to Wawa, get a turkey sandwich.
I gotta try it again.
Can we tell him what happened?
Go ahead.
Josh just said that he was wearing fruit roll-up underwear.
No,
Right.
I'm saying edible panties are made out of
Fruit roll-ups.
fruit roll-ups and that I'm wearing them.
Okay.
They're not intact fully because I got hungry on the drive over. Okay.
Headlines.
Headlines.
Okay. Headlines.
Headlines.
So we have a Florida man
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was behind bars
Okay,
already, and now he's back behind bars.
Repeat offender.
He's a repeat offender because he got so upset with his I was going to say roommate, but that's not right.
No.
His cellmate.
Okay.
He's in jail.
Gotcha.
This is the
He
first
got
step.
so upset with his cellmate for passing gas.
Yeah.
And he, also because he doesn't courtesy flush when he uses the restroom for number
can you
two.
you just put in a request to like switch cellmates?
I don't think so.
Well,
No.
I think,
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could always ask.
Yeah. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
hurt to ask.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Now, in prison, I've heard that. It doesn't hurt to ask. Whatever you want, just ask for it.
Yeah, just ask for it. So, anyways, he became so distraught over this, so upset, over the flatulence and over the non-courtesy flushes that he ended up busting out two of the guy's teeth,
Okay.
breaking a rib, and just repeatedly punching him one night
Now-
for passing
Okay.
gas too many times.
Here's the thing.
They're eating the same thing.
He also said that he speaks in weird languages sometimes.
Well, who, the attacker or the victim?
The victim speaks in weird languages.
He's got a bellyache. So do I, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
these
he's,
You know
probably,
what I mean?
he's probably just moaning.
Yeah, he's upset. His tummy hurts.
Yeah.
And then you
Something's
headbutted his
happening.
teeth out.
The food, I mean, like Josh said, though,
You're eating the same thing.
yeah, but that doesn't mean two men fart the same way.
Yeah,
Is
but
that not
careful.
true?
Is it
Huh?
a family-friendly show?
Oh, flatulent the same way.
Here's my thing, though. I just feel like it's unfair because there's not a lot of options. You know what I mean? Like when you go down to the cafeteria, you can't just say that's going to hurt my tummy. I don't want that.
You're
What are
saying
your other options?
You're saying two identical diets.
Mhm.
One guy can flatulate more than another one?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What's
Absolutely.
different in the tummy that makes that happen?
Only God knows and doctors, but I'm just saying, I bet it happens.
Oh, it definitely happens.
I don't believe that.
No, this guy wants a uniform digestive tract for the entire world.
Listen, yes, I do.
What?
Yeah, I can't imagine gut bio is going to differentiate that much after 30 days in the lockup.
We're all different, my dude.
I don't know.
This guy's
We're all
justifying
different.
violence against
I
this
know.
man.
He's saying it's okay.
I'm saying the attacker obviously farted.
Oh,
Also-
he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I see what
Okay.
you're saying.
That took a long time to get to that fact.
And also, we're all designed the same way on the inside.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so
By
they're
evolution.
both back in jail.
Okay.
After
Okay.
one of them was in the hospital for a little bit.
still
but
in jail.
they're still in jail. I would hope that they got separated at that point.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
Maybe maybe he got what he wanted, but what if you get moved to a room with somebody that has a different digestive
Impossible.
tract?
They're all the same.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, I forgot. All right, next headline. We have a Florida woman,
Okay.
Okay.
19 years old,
Okay.
Okay.
who accidentally, read the street sign wrong or the street light,
Right.
and mistook a red light for green.
That's a
So
tough one.
instead
Yep.
of stopping her car,
Yeah.
she accelerated it right into the back of a police car who was sitting at the stoplight.
yeah.
So obviously she, the police officer has her step out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
She is very, very drunk. She
That's
says that
contributed to that.
she is drunk because she had some high noons at the bar before she left, which I think is like a seltzer, right?
I'd
I'm
never
not
heard of that.
sure. I mean,
High
I know
noons?
that we have a what would we call a date with a mixologist coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can find out.
And we could ask her what a high noon is. Sounds like a Western drink to me.
It does
Yeah.
sound Western.
Yeah.
So anyways, the thing was, when I was looking at the charges, she got charged for driving under the influence,
Yep.
DUI with property damage,
Okay. Yep.
and driving with a suspended license.
Okay.
Okay, because
Wow.
for some reason she had a suspended license,
Yep.
but
Right.
there was no charge for like underage drinking.
Oh, true. She's 19.
She's 19.
Is
so-
high noon a non-alcoholic drink then?
No, it's definitely alcohol.
I wonder if it's one of those things where
How
like
else would she be drunk? Was that?
she had so many charges already.
Well, we
they
have
were just
different
like,
biomes.
They could only pick 3. They didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
pick your top 3 charges, and
Right,
then the
you gotta
underage
stick to
drinking.
those.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
So
Did,
she's in
did she
prison.
not get charged for like a cop not having a vehicle? Because if you remember, you did a headline
Uh-oh.
where a naked guy stole a cop car,
Okay.
and the law broken was now you left the cop unable to communicate.
I do remember that
What?
actually.
I don't remember that.
That was one of your headlines. He
Yeah.
stole a cop car, and the infraction was like, oh, the cop he's not able to communicate with other cops.
He
I
can't talk
mean,
to his friends.
Tack it on. I think charge her even
Well,
more.
he's got 3 hot ones right there.
At this
true.
point, you charge her for as many crimes as she committed. She's in jail for life.
Yeah.
This
Absolutely.
bitch, this woman's a mess.
Better not eat any beans in there, though.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm
Why?
saying? She might get her teeth knocked
Oh,
out.
okay, okay.
Flatulence.
Oh, true.
I
Forgot
don't
about
think
that.
you said it right one time.
That's
Flatulence.
That's not a word?
no, it is. It's proper.
Flatulence
Is that the word?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not a W, it's an L at the end. Flatulence.
It's just a Southern thing.
This is a nasty episode.
It's a Southern thing.
It's not.
All right. So our next headline, we have a Florida woman who was driving down the road.
Right.
Yep.
Somebody in front of her kept braking,
Oof, hate those people.
brake
Yeah.
checking her. She
Yeah.
gets upset. They're yelling at each other, road raging. As soon as they pull over somewhere, she gets a tire iron
Wow.
out of her
Okay.
car. I think she first runs into. This is where the
Okay,
article is really
okay.
unclear.
Good.
It said that she was in a car accident, but
Yeah.
the other car did not look like it was involved in that car accident.
Okay.
It was just beat up from the tire iron. So I don't know what she ran into.
wow.
She ran into something,
Okay.
smashed her car,
Yep.
got out with the tire iron, starts beating up the other car, smashing the windows out.
Goodness gracious.
And all
So
of this
angry.
could have been avoided. Just switch lanes.
Yeah.
Bless them. Have a
Yeah.
good day. I'm sorry that you feel like you have to brake check me this
Yeah,
whole time.
that doesn't anger people at all. Let me bless you.
yeah.
Have a good day.
I mean, honestly though, it's hard to like make me like super upset.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
like driving. I just don't get the
I
road
mean,
rage.
Cam's
thing.
open carry, so
That has
you'll
nothing
know,
to do with
You'll know
anything.
if you anger
I
him.
will say this though. I started a long time ago. when I was younger and I first got my license.
Right.
When the two girls scared you off the road that you went to school with?
That's a real story.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 16 or 17. I was a very anxious driver. But I was pretty quick to give somebody...
At least you've grown out of that.
No, I haven't. I've grown out of giving people symbols that are nasty. If you get my gist.
Yeah.
Now you only do that to friends.
I was going to say, here's the thing.
Yep.
Now if someone cuts me off or brake checks me, I give them the old finger wag. Like,
Oh.
don't do that. And they're more angry about
I was
that
going to say, that's more offensive.
every single time than any other offensive gesture. I promise you.
No, a thumbs up is what angers them.
Really? I'll
Yes.
try that
Oh,
instead.
yeah.
I love giving them the tisk tisk.
No, you give them a thumbs up, like, ooh, good move.
And then they're coming after you with the tire
yeah,
iron.
easily.
Oh, easy. Our next headline, we have a Florida man who's getting some backlash.
Why?
I'll let you guys decide if it's deserved. For marrying his 18-year-old goddaughter.
I don't like that.
Goddaughter. Okay, how old's the gentleman? 19?
He is 61.
Already. I don't like. I'm uncomfortable.
It's super uncomfortable.
It's probably wrong.
This guy also at one point dated the mom.
That's more wrong.
And they assumed that they were dating before she was 18 because they got married as soon as she turned 18.
Nasty.
Oh, God.
Nasty.
Bless. I mean, love comes in all forms.
No, nasty.
Except for when you cross 60.
Yes. No. Here's the thing.
No, I don't think that's the age.
No, I think here's the thing. Every crime that's happened up until this headline.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The drunk driving, the flatulence,
Okay.
all those things. Forgiven. This, unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
I think he goes to jail. Yeah, it's nasty.
Yes.
I just don't know what the situation is with the family, but it's like, I would hope that the family you wish that the family didn't let this happen if there was like the mom still close in the picture or anything.
If she had any say in it, apparently he's
there's a
dated
lot
the
of
whole
chatter
family.
about it though.
Yeah, the term grooming, I believe.
That's exactly,
Yeah, he should go to
said
prison.
that he was grooming her since like 15.
Nasty.
You can tell I have not groomed.
What is his
No.
because of the beard.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I
Does it say?
I already clicked out of the
Chester
article.
A. Arthur.
I didn't want to get it into that one too much, but
I would like to. If you
want
know,
me to go find it?
if you Google the story,
His
listeners,
name is Michael.
All right,
Put
listeners.
all Michaels on blast.
Yeah, if your name is Michael, we're gonna put you into a holding cell.
Yep.
Until we figure out which one of you is the groomer.
With the bad gas.
Yeah.
Here's his last name. You want me to give his last
Yeah,
name?
give his last name.
This is a different podcast.
Huge a book.
What?
That's a made up name.
Josh, read that.
Okay. Hauga Book. It's just pronounced different.
It's Michael Hugebuck.
All right, our next headline, we have a Florida man.
Yeah.
Ooh, this story.
It's worse than the last one?
You got to settle in a little bit for this one.
Okay.
We have a successful hedge fund.
Yeah.
Hedge
gosh.
fund manager out of
They
Orlando.
don't contribute anything.
Who found this girl that he, met online. They dated for a little bit. He's 42. She's like 23 or something like that.
Okay.
She said that he always had a super charismatic personality, very intelligent. They really liked each other, so they get engaged. Okay, they're dating, get engaged. Well, he has to go under some surgery, undergo surgery. And while in the hospital, his fiance decides to come in, check on him. And when she walks into his room, there's another woman sitting there.
The nurse.
And she said,
the doctor,
hi.
a doctor.
Right. She said, hi, I'm this man's fiance. Who are you? I'm his wife.
No.
So the fiance runs into the wife at the hospital room.
Yes.
And so, that's obviously a difficult thing.
Yeah.
And, they have some conversation and say, well, I'll only stay with you if you divorce your wife.
She has the
So the fiance is saying, I'll stay with you if you divorce the wife. Well, he said it was, of course he said, yes, I will, of course. And anyways, things don't work out. She ends up breaking up with him. And she, months later, a while later, finds a new boyfriend.
Good for her.
Well, all of a sudden, this guy, her old fiance, is starting to send some messages to both her and her new boyfriend.
Well, that's not good.
Getting a little alarming, so they get a what do you call
restraining order
restraining order against him. He has to give up all his guns during this.
Well,
like I guess that the messages were pretty like
gun heavy.
They were gun heavy.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, we need to be protected on this. We get a restraining order. She starts getting more messages, and her boyfriend she couldn't get a hold of him one day. The guy killed her new boyfriend.
Oh my gosh. We don't do a lot of death stories.
No.
Here. What's happened to the guy?
Like struck.
Yeah.
So they found they contact the ex-wife. Well, the wife is ex-wife now. Okay. And so she said, well, I think I saw something about a murder plan.
Oh my god.
They go to this guy's house.
Saw the blueprint?
Yeah.
There was literally
Microsoft
a
Word.
map drawn out, crumpled up in his trash can.
Oh my god!
That had it says map. You will need
murder map.
You can't read it all, but it said you will need all this kind of stuff. And they found the gun and the casings and all this kind of stuff. It's like insane. This happened though.
Oh my goodness.
This has happened over like 10 years though. So this is not like super new. The trial is going on now. That's why
which is coming out. The news.
Yeah.
And so, but this started in 2009.
Goodness gracious. And it all started because of an affair at a hospital.
Because he was married.
Surgery.
He got engaged, which is insane.
It's
and the guy
also
obviously
illegal.
had super jealousy problems.
It does seem that way. Yep.
But anyways,
and who writes a note to themselves like, "Hey, you'll need this."
Yeah, you can't like just think about it.
Yeah.
No.
Or just put like a list together.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's premeditated.
Yes.
Okay.
If you draw a map for your murder,
I think you're going to get out of that.
First degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, no one draws a map except for pirates. Like that's like, I mean, dude, that's the most
got
like
a point.
guilty thing.
You know what? My next headline might be the same guy. Now that I think about it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, listen.
Wait for it, buddy.
Florida man caught. We just said this is coming out because of the trials this year and all this stuff. This next headline, Florida man caught on camera cutting satellite cables and knocking 8 TV stations off the air. I mean, it could be the same guy.
It does sound like him.
He doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want his name out in the press. Anyways, there is a surveillance video of a guy in a hoodie literally cutting cables off of the giant, the giant satellites.
Yeah.
He was cutting all the cables off of those.
The electricity runs through those.
And they had TV networks down for like a couple days.
Wow.
And they still haven't found the guy.
That's like some Batman villain stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. They have the footage of him cutting it off, but they can't find him.
That hoodie was good.
Bro, it was a good hoodie.
He should have cut the cables to the security camera first.
Yeah, you missed your first step.
He got the wrong cable.
Yes, you always go security camera, then network television.
Yeah, he was worried about the network television, but just forgot about the one.
Everybody knows that. That explains why my Bay News 9 was down for so long. I had no idea what the weather was going to be at 7 o'clock.
How much are they paying you for that plug?
Bay News 9? It's personal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's personal? Sounds like it.
It's a individual endorsement.
Okay. Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Hi, Josh.
So I got a letter.
All right.
This guy says, hey, I was just on a movie set.
Okay.
Wow.
My name is Daniel Craig.
Okay.
And
James
took
Bond?
a tumble.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Fell down.
By my own doing.
Tripped over your own 2 feet.
Yep. He said I had thrown a Twinkie out to get the seagulls.
Okay.
And didn't know I had to shoot a segment running that direction. And I ran into a bunch of seagulls.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's insane,
what's the
dude.
weirdest way
What?
you guys have ever injured yourself?
Was he running at seagulls?
Not on purpose.
He threw the Twinkie.
Yeah.
Right.
Seagulls gathered.
Okay.
And then he goes,
if you want to know the full story,
okay.
Daniel Craig is
Okay.
upset about it being his last 007.
Right.
He wrote in to talk like he's trying to cut his Twinkie habit.
I see what you're
So
saying.
he would unwrap it, smell it,
Yeah.
and then toss it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You
Right.
smell it so that you don't partake.
Yeah.
You can't smell calories.
I see what you're saying.
Then the director goes, scene, and little did he know he was running that direction where he had just caused a bunch of seagulls.
Flock of seagulls.
It's A to B, baby. It's easy to follow.
I'm caught up now.
It's super clear.
What was his injury?
Right
Just
to the eyes.
Abrasions?
Suffocation. from
Seagull
feathers.
abrasions.
Right to the eyes.
Okay.
You guys, have you ever been injured by your own accord or folly or
Not by seagulls.
No, never by seagulls.
I will say this.
They're
Can I go
friendly.
first? May I?
Friendly albatross bird.
Okay. My kid sister and I, when we were younger, 5 years apart in age.
Okay.
We've always been 5 years apart.
Wow.
And so she was 4, I was 9 at the time. Do you remember the bookets in elementary school? There were red sheets that you would get, and if you read books, you write them on there. After a certain amount of books, you get a pizza party.
100
Yeah.
books, right?
Yeah, I think you got like a personal pan pizza
From Pizza Hut.
PPP.
We're talking about food again.
Yeah, from Pizza Hut.
Right.
And one night I was doing my nightly reading, and I was earning that PPP.
You mean writing in books that you read in quotes?
It doesn't matter at this point.
As long
It
as
doesn't
you could
matter.
talk your parents into signing off on it, it didn't
100%.
matter.
Give me that pepperoni personal pan.
Amen.
So I'm writing this, and my kid sister comes up,
Okay.
and she's like, "Let me see your list." And
Oh,
I grab it.
gosh.
I go, "Get your own list." I said
Yeah.
to her,
Yeah,
and she grabs a hold of it. Yeah,
sure.
we start tug of war.
Is this
Oh,
laminated
you're
or is this normal
tug-of-warring the
paper?
book?
Just
Booklet
normal
page?
paper. Yeah, the booklet page.
Okay.
I got probably 17 novels on there.
Were you like, you need to book it on out of here?
No, I told her that. She grabbed on hold of it with this tiny little strong toddler fist,
Yeah, they were strong.
and I'm pulling on it.
Yep.
And finally, about I don't know, 3/4 of the way through that, she decides it's not worth it. She lets it go. I
course.
fall back
Yep.
because I'm pulling so hard.
Uh-huh.
Hit my forehead on the table, bust it wide open.
Oh, would you spin?
Bust it wide open. No,
Your head. Okay. So either you guys
did a
are
backflip?
either that was the strongest paper in the world, or you are the two weakest people in the world. That,
No, she's real strong.
And you are as strong as a toddler.
No, I was 9 at the time. I didn't gain my strength till puberty at 11.
Okay.
So
sure.
the
she's 4, you're 9.
The females in
The
our
paper-
family are stronger.
the paper never
locked.
breaks.
Yeah.
The paper didn't break. My forehead broke,
Yeah.
Right.
and so did my emotions when I spent the night in the
I
hospital
mean, it makes sense.
after
Okay.
hitting my forehead on the table.
Both pulling backwards.
7 stitches I had to
Right?
get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does the coffee table enter your head?
It's behind me. I let go. I turn, go, ah.
Oh, okay.
And then
like a cat
Now it
landing
makes
on
sense.
its feet.
Right.
And then blood gushing. And my
Oh.
dad carries me outside.
Okay.
Starts saying goodbye to me.
like he's Kevin Costner and you're
yeah.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, it was 7 stitches, man. And it was traumatizing.
7. Did you really get 7
I had a
stitches?
soft
Wow.
head. I was born with a soft head.
Yeah.
So, and that table was
heard
pure.
that.
The table,
Easy to sew, this one.
Yeah, the table was made of beech wood.
Right.
And you know how people say that's like
Okay.
rock, basically.
Yeah.
Petrified.
That was mine. How about you, Cameron?
Did I ever tell you guys about the story of the time that I took a dart to the butt?
Come again?
That's what they said.
I knew you had a couple college parties that went awry.
No, this is when I was a kid,
Okay.
and we were outside. Me and my friend Philip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we know Phil.
Yeah, of course you know Philip.
Yeah.
And we're playing darts. We're in the backyard.
The guy could hit a dartboard from 20 feet away. There's no
Right.
way he hit your cheeks unless you were asking for it.
No, I wasn't asking for it. But you guys
bet you
know.
were.
No, Philip gets a little devious sometimes.
Yeah. He is a little sneaky.
Yeah.
And so I was going up to the board to
Yeah.
pick up all the darts.
Oh, no.
And I
he
think
had
one
pocketed a dart.
and he had pocketed one. One had fell. So I lean over to pick it up. And he got me right in the cheek, dude.
No.
I'm not kidding. I had a dart sticking in my
you're,
butt.
If you're bent over, you're asking for it.
Oh,
Amen?
yeah. Amen.
You are asking for it.
So, right through the denim?
Yes. I don't remember what I was wearing.
You're wearing denim shorts.
Probably denim shorts.
Tucked in polo.
But dude, it was sticking. I had to pull it out. Who let us play with we're like chucking daggers?
That's why
almost.
yard darts aren't a thing anymore.
This is the
'cause
same group of
kept-
kids that were shooting squirrels with a gun.
Well,
Like,
that's true. But I was
yeah.
I'm probably 6,
yeah,
maybe
I'm-
7.
So he was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
He saw the moment you went up there.
Yeah,
He
saw that
just-
keister pop out of
it's
them
a good
jean
joke.
shorts.
I probably would have done it too. Like,
Yeah.
I see what
if the
you're saying. It's
opportunity
a great
arises
joke.
and like you somebody bends over and you got a
they're
sharp
asking
metal
for it.
object, yeah,
Right.
you're gonna throw it.
Yeah.
So the dart goes right into your meat.
Now-
And at what point were you like, okay, because you have to make a decision. Do I see my parents so they can extract the dart?
No. There was no thought. It was immediate. Pull it out.
Oh, did the blood-
kinda
I mean, it was
kinda
reaction.
okay, I
It was
see
just
what
a
you're saying.
reaction.
Blood
yeah.
follow the stream.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Really?
7
yeah.
stitches.
7
No,
sisters.
come on.
I got soft butt.
Too soon. Yeah, well, obviously, if a dart stuck in it, it's not muscle.
You're saying your butt skin's impenetrable?
It's like a rhino.
Goose.
If I go get a dart right now, you're saying if I throw a dart at your butt, it will not penetrate your skin.
No.
Bounce off like glass.
Well, for 2 reasons. 1, you have weak arms. 2, I got a strong butt.
Okay. Check us out on Instagram later.
Yes,
this video is going up this week.
Yeah, dude, I guarantee you a dart wouldn't go in my butt.
Okay.
If I flexed, it would just bounce right off.
If I flex?
So now you have to flex. So it's not hard if you're not
I wasn't
flexing.
ready. I didn't know I needed a flex.
He wasn't flexing.
I rode a lot of
No.
bikes as a kid.
That doesn't help.
Yes, it does. All right, Josh.
Oh, I mean, I have a few.
I bet.
None like your two.
I hope
Okay.
not.
Well,
I
you
mean-
should have went first then.
You guys know I fell out of a tree.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. I also shot myself with a BB gun.
I do recall that one actually.
when I was trying to see what it felt like to shoot it through a straw,
Yeah,
Okay.
but I missed
I do remember
and
that.
shot my thumb.
The vast majority of our old icebreakers just involved you getting hurt somehow.
Yeah. This one's actually recent. So taking 2 dogs on the walk,
Yeah.
one in each hand.
Right.
Oddly enough, they both see cats out of their periph.
So 2 dogs, 1 on each hand.
Yep. They go running.
2 dogs and 2 cats.
2 dogs, 2 cats. They both dart.
Oh, they split you.
Yeah. So suddenly I'm Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
This is a tortured.
Thank you,
for the-
torture device.
Yeah, it's a torture
Then
device in the medieval
Then
times.
they catch wind of the opposite ones, and it's
and they crisscross.
Yeah.
That's a
And
different
you
torture
go,
device.
and you go,
Different
woo!
Yeah, I
Spin
wish.
circles?
No, well, they didn't do that front to back.
Oh.
They went across my chest.
No.
So you're hugging yourself.
Yeah. So that was the most recent one, and now
Wait, that was recent.
that was like last week.
You're
Wait.
not strong enough to stop 2 dogs from pulling you.
Okay, a Saint Bernard and a pit bull. You're
Wow.
gonna stop
I mean,
them?
the Saint Bernard, those are pretty strong.
They're pretty
Thank
big
you.
dogs.
Yeah, they're made for
I've seen
pulling
your pit
arms.
bull. That thing's like 40 pounds.
40 pounds of muscle.
Worst case
40
scenario.
pounds of Wayne's Keister meat.
It pulls your pecs out of place.
Yeah, you can see that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
thought they're pretty high.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I can't even wear long sleeves anymore.
Right.
Because they
Really?
used to land like on my wrist, and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they're like up to my forearm because my arms are stretched out.
Is it possible that you're drying your shirts incorrectly?
No, high heat.
Oh, okay.
Put them on high heat.
Yeah.
And low tumble.
I see what you're saying. So, okay, I recall. Can I share a dumb injury that I shared with Josh?
It's your
Okay.
turn. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
We haven't shared a lot of injuries.
I
No
know I
darts.
already went, but back when Josh was moving a while back, there was a
This is like 10 years ago.
like a refrigerator in the back of my dad's truck.
All right. So we bought a fridge.
Yeah,
They loaded up in the truck. We don't consider how we're getting it out of the truck.
right.
Okay.
So like a company of men put
Yep.
the fridge
A
into the
forklift.
truck.
Right.
Yeah, with a forklift. We get home, it's just Josh and I, and we're like, we got to get this fridge out of the back of the truck.
Didn't think about that step.
Yeah, normal Toyota Tacoma, no
Yeah.
lift or anything. So Josh and I decided to go inside and get couch cushions with
Yep.
the idea of if we stack them high enough,
It'll
we'll,
reach.
We'll just pull it from the
Yep.
bed of the truck onto the couch cushions.
Yeah.
You're joking.
No,
Oh,
swear to
this
my
is-
swear to my
yeah.
life, we really did this.
100% real.
Okay,
Oh
And-
my god.
And if it takes a little fall, it's going to fall 3 inches. Then
Not
it's
a
gonna
big
land
deal.
softly.
Not a
on the
big
couch
deal.
cushions.
the door swings wide.
Well, right when we lift it off of the truck
Yeah.
bed, that it was securely.
yeah, it opened up. It busted my dad's taillight.
Yeah. So the
Oh.
doors swing open for some reason.
I pull my back muscle out because
Yep.
all my muscles in my butt.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, door.
He was lifting with his back in his
Yeah,
butt.
door just conks Josh right in the face.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
a
my God.
disaster, but the fridge still it worked.
It worked for
It
a while.
lived. Yeah, it worked for a while.
Dude, this is the exact reason dads get so mad when you ask to borrow something.
I know because they
Yeah.
know
They know
They
you're going
know.
to mess something up.
I-
You broke
I-
his taillight?
if I get
Yeah,
it
I
back,
broke
it's gonna
his
be
taillight.
broke. Yeah.
I bought him one on eBay, though.
The thing about it
that
is,
was helpful.
I just feel like, yeah, we've hurt ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
But in regards to how successful our show is,
Right.
it's beneficial, right? I mean, because
Oh,
we
it's
turn the
absolutely
stories
beneficial.
into
Yeah.
entertainment, so we're making the best of it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it did hurt that dart going in my
Oh,
my
gosh,
meat,
back to him.
but
My meat butt.
I guess it is good for the podcast.
good
It's
for the
great for the
show.
pot, and I've
It wasn't good for our friendship with
No.
Philip.
But
we
you
don't
guys have
talk anymore.
reconciled.
No,
Come
we still
on.
fight about it sometimes.
No, you haven't. Over the course of our state's history, we've had quite a few wars.
Well, we're not. I mean, yeah, it's true.
Yes, that's right.
We're not happy about it.
I know, but we've seen the French fight the Spanish. And we've seen the U.S. fight the Spanish and the French.
Listen for us. Go ahead.
In like a weird tag team match.
Keep going.
But no one has seen more warfare in our state's history than the First Nation people who called Florida home originally.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a lot of conflict. And so the First Nation people of Florida, they defended their land against the Spanish, and then the French, and then the Spanish again, and then the U.S. government. So from the moment outsiders arrived, the original Floridians were doing all they could to protect their families and their land.
For sure.
Well, you have to.
You got to.
100%.
That's what you got.
And on our show, we've covered some of these conflicts in depth. And the Florida man that we're actually covering tonight is a descendant of some of the folks that we've discussed before. His name is Holata Micco.
Holata Micco what?
Holata Micco.
No, okay.
Holata Micco and his boys. I
That's
didn't know
right.
that band.
That was their album. Holata Micco was born in Central Florida in 1810.
Okay. Long ago.
Long ago. He was born into a family of hereditary chiefs. His uncle was Chief Micanopy.
Oh,
really?
okay. We've done
covered.
that story.
Yeah.
The city of Micanopy was named after him.
Yeah.
And his distant cousin was believed to be a man called Osceola.
Wow.
Who was a
He
great
comes from
Seminole
good blood.
warrior.
He does come with
This
strong
guy
blood.
comes from strong blood.
He could throw a dart.
Probably 100 yards into a butt. I would guarantee it. Guarantee it.
He could dart a butt for
Yeah,
sure.
for real. So at this point, when Holata Micco was becoming a young man, his people found themselves in a period that historians call the Second Seminal War.
Oh, yeah. That one's
Yeah, it was a bad one.
batty.
So just to give you a brief history leading up to these events, the First Seminole War was fought over the fact that the Seminole Nation was housing escaped enslaved people from the U.S. government. Fun fact.
Yeah, can't
It's not
protect
that fun.
other free people.
Right. So no, that's true. So folks who were enslaved had escaped to Florida. The Seminoles protected them, and the U.S. government wanted to recapture those folks. So under the command of Andrew Jackson, who later became president, the U.S. military invaded Seminole lands. They burned everybody's town down.
Good Lord.
They scattered, all these villages.
Yeah, weren't a good country back then.
No. And they sacked the largest city in Florida, Pensacola.
Jeez.
So, and to complicate things, when this happened, Pensacola and the rest of Florida was ruled by Spain at the time. So even though the U.S. government was going there and combating
That's
the Seminoles,
complicated. Yeah.
Spain owned Florida at the time.
Okay.
And so at the conclusion of the First Seminole War, Spain cedes control of the state to the U.S.
Yeah.
And the U.S. burns the Seminole garrisons that were housing escaped slaves to the ground.
Good Lord.
If you can't have them, then we
That's
in the world?
That's genuinely what they were doing.
Why were people so angry back then?
A peace treaty was signed with the Seminoles, and that was that. So that was the First Seminole War in a nutshell.
Yeah.
The Second Seminole War, this is when our Florida man, Holata Micco, he's coming of age. This is when we see a lot of these legends come to power. Like these guys are rising through the ranks. Chief Micanopy, Osceola. These guys single-handedly would turn the tides of battle. They were like the best of the best fighters.
We're talking like the members of Boys to Men. Like
These guys
each other
in their prime,
in their prime. These guys were absolute rock stars, and they had the U.S. military on their heels multiple times. They were no joke. So the First Seminole War didn't go well. Second Seminole War, you're seeing the tides turn a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Micanopy and Osceola was like, hey, come on.
I mean, you're
here.
preaching to the choir. Cam went to FSU.
He gets it.
He could tell
100%.
I know history.
Well, here's the thing. These are the guys that Holata Micco was learning from. Okay, they were like his influencers.
Right.
So this second conflict pops off in 1835.
Oh, he's ready.
The Seminoles are vastly outnumbered. And so what they do is they devise basically guerrilla warfare. Like they're the ones who were like, we're going to hit supply trains. We're going to ambush, the U.S. battalions from the woods. We're not going to fight fair because they're not fighting fair.
No,
you know what I mean?
would
So
ya?
do whatever we can to make it happen. So when Holata Micco was coming up, he and his friends, like his kind of gang, they would model these tactics as teenagers. So they were getting practice like as young guns, like 13, like let's go out and mess up some Confederates. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
So you got Wayne fighting over a book it piece of paper.
Right. Exactly. Holata Micco is declaring war against the U.S. government as a teenager. But this guy, he's got the best strategy. So at the start of the Second Seminole War, Holata Micco wasn't really well known because people were looking at Osceola and Micanopy.
Right.
Yep.
But that changed around 1837. We saw the capture and the subsequent death of Osceola. And shortly after, and by the way, that was nasty because he was lured in under a banner of truce.
Yeah.
And then he executed him. And shortly after that, Micanopy passes away. So at this point, when people start looking for new leadership,
they're looking to the man.
they're looking at Holata Micco, and they're like, man, I think this kid's the one. Like,
Holata Micco is our guy.
Amen.
He's our guy. And so he's got the heritage.
Yep.
He's got the
bloodline.
fighting skill, right? And so the best warriors have sworn themselves to him at this point. And so the Seminole Nation is basically rallying around this guy as their de facto leader. And so Holata Micco and his band of 200 warriors just start wrecking house.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, they're just like, if we're going to make a name for ourselves, now's the time to do it. So they're building, this campaign of just pure destruction. Like, we're going to cause so much chaos that they're going to
sporadically or just
against the U.S. government. Yeah, but it was like basically like,
so they're not just going and wrecking towns.
No. They're going on the aggressive. Like, instead of just defending their land, they're going, hey, we're bringing it to you.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, so basically, his strategies were so well executed, and he was such a powerful fighter that people started calling him the Alligator Chief.
Oh my!
That's what I'm talking about. That's
so
a good
tough,
name.
right?
Yeah, that's a good name.
And when you get a name like the Alligator Chief, you're going to be drawing the attention of your enemies,
right?
Like, you're all of a
Especially
sudden,
if you're riding on an alligator.
Into battle.
Yeah,
for
Please
sure.
and thank you.
His reputation's taking off. So the United States government, they reach out to Holata Micco like officially,
Okay.
and they go, look, truce.
Oh, we've heard that before.
Yeah, but we've been beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to invite you to Washington, D.C.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Do it.
So remember Andrew Jackson, that guy?
Yeah.
He's president now at this point.
Right. Ragers at the White House.
He's basically inviting him to a
crazy.
party.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He wants to wine and dine Holata Micco.
Right.
His mentality is,
Okay.
we can maybe use this guy if he'll come over on our side. So
Okay.
the plan's twofold. He wants to feed Holata Micco all these fancy foods and drinks and show him like, hey, if you surrender, this can be your life.
Right.
Like, this is what you can have.
You can live with me.
But
Right,
I'm
but-
Alligator Chief.
That's
So-
right. But at the same time, and it shows you how removed he was, Andrew Jackson, from the scenario. He thought he could like wine and dine this guy and be like, oh, yeah, I want this.
Guy.
Well, I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess.
It is, because you're getting your
Anything.
butt kicked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, whenever Holata comes to visit Washington, D.C., Andrew Jackson has the full force of the U.S. military on display. So it's kind of twofold where he's like, if you surrender, you can have great things. If you don't, this is what you're going to be dealing with.
We're going to
Flexing
flex.
on
Yeah.
them.
Right, we're going to flex. Right, 100%. So Holata Micco, he comes, he meets, he eats, and he leaves Washington, D.C.
That was a written line.
Yeah,
That was good.
He doesn't sign anything.
Yeah.
But when he leaves Washington, D.C., it's kind of like he daps up the president, like, all right, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
You think they bro hug? Like one arm?
I think a little bit, because for 10 years,
No.
there was no major conflict in Florida.
Really?
They bro hug.
It was like radio silence. There's
Yep.
nothing. Not a peep from the Seminoles, not a peep from Holata Micco. After a decade, the U.S. military sends an exhibition down to Florida
Oh, goodness.
to see what's going on.
No need, brother.
That's
Everything's
what we
smooth.
said.
That's all you need to know.
Everything's
Yeah. What they find is an absolute thriving civilization.
Oh, they're not going to like that.
Yeah. So, no, for real. So the First Nation peoples have not only regained their strength, they've built alliances with other nations, and they're prospering so much that the U.S. government decides they're going to pick a fight.
Well, that doesn't
For
sound...
what reason?
Because other people are prospering.
That's literally, they were too close to home. They see the Seminoles as too strong of a threat at this point. And the mentality was, if they're doing so well there, what stops them from pulling something out of our playbook and coming after us?
Good Lord.
Because
So-
we're peaceful people.
That's here's the thing. So the president at the time, he tells this general who's leading the expedition, just pick a random property and destroy it.
What? Don't do that.
Yeah,
He
don't
says,
do that
we,
at all.
we just want their attention,
Oh, gosh.
but we want them to be the aggressors so that we
Okay.
can play out this
we
kind of
want them
victim
to be the
mentality.
baddies.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes, pick a random piece of property and destroy it. No worries, right? So the U.S. soldiers began burning down this banana plantation.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's not nice.
That's not nice.
They
at all.
come in, they burn down the banana plantation.
Our
as it tur-
potassium.
As it
supply.
turns out, the banana plantation belonged to none other than our Florida man, Holata Micco.
Here we go.
That's the wrong
That's
move.
a strike one.
Holata responds by taking his band of warriors and just outright attacking Fort Myers.
Well, everybody knows Holata Micco loved bananas.
Oh,
He is furious.
Yeah.
So mad.
He's furious, right?
Well, there were two nicknames, Up Alligator Chief and Banana Chief.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And luckily he chose
Here's the
Alligator
thing. That incident, the burning of the banana plantation and the subsequent retaliation at Fort Myers marks the beginning of the Third Seminole War.
Holy.
That one. Wow. Hadn't heard of that one.
Part 3, baby.
I forgot about that one.
It's a trilogy now at this point.
Okay, wow.
After 10 years of living in peace and minding their own business, Holata and his people are now drawn back into conflict once again. The war lasts just over 3 years. But what's interesting is the U.S. military devised a strategy that was just absolutely brutal. Instead of basically coming into their lands and attacking their homes again, they focused solely on their food supply. They spent $20 million.
Doesn't seem like it's fair to go.
$20 million back then, 200 years ago, on destroying every crop field and supply chain they could find in Florida.
That's insane.
Just like scorched earth.
Yep.
Everything they can do.
Just buy the bananas from them.
So after
that's
the thing is, after 3 years, Holata Micco and his warriors, they couldn't fight due to starvation. Simply because of starvation. They were too weak. They had no food. So in 1858, starving and outnumbered, Holata Micco accepted a truce that would allow he and his family and all of his warriors to live, but under the condition that they leave Florida forever and relocate to Oklahoma.
Okay.
So
I hated it.
Not a good story.
So he takes the deal because he has no other choice.
Right.
And here's the thing though. Even though their leader, Holata, took the deal and relocated, an estimated 500 Seminole families refused the deal with the U.S. government.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they retreated into the Everglades, where they were protected by none other than other enslaved Americans who had escaped.
Okay.
So it's kind of full circle.
Yeah.
Because in the first Seminole War, they were protecting escaped enslaved people. And now they were escaping and being, and we've covered before on our show where the Everglades was the place to go if you were hiding.
Well, an army can't go through there.
Exactly.
Not comfortably.
It's too wet. Yeah, it's wet.
Yeah, they're just not going to go in there.
Right. So they escape, which is interesting because now their ancestors are still from South Florida,
right?
Which is really cool. Holata didn't have necessarily a terrible ending. He and his family became major landowners in Oklahoma, and because of that, they became governing officials after relocating. And so he and his family and their descendants still live near and around Oklahoma to this day.
Wow.
And so, but all because they fought until their absolute last breath. In fact, he actually passed away. They believe the illness he succumbed to was because of how long they were starving. He fought so long under starvation that it was just until he couldn't absolutely do it any longer. Yeah. But it's always amazing to me, just like the backbone of the Floridians who were here first, like just the amazing tenacity and the culture. But all throughout our history, we have all of these random stories about these men and women who just did amazing things because, it's like David and Goliath stories,
right,
you know?
And how greedy the U.S. government was.
100%. Yeah. In stories, they're like, you give us great news, Sarah Spanks, first female billionaire, and then you bring us back down, show us how terrible Florida and the U.S. government was.
I know.
It's just like, it keeps us level.
I see what you're saying.
Good.
Yeah. But I was going to say this. I wonder what it was about Florida that made like so many countries go like, I need it. I want it. You know what I mean? Like,
what is it?
Well, I mean, look how pretty we are. I mean, that's part of it. But I think the fact that the land is like attached to the continent.
Yeah.
I mean,
but just barely.
Barely. But then like you have somebody, Spain owns it.
Right.
The U.S. government, they were always going to be like, that's going to be ours.
Well, and
I think it was just too close.
I think in episode 75, we had an episode called The Great Brit Split
about
where the UK...
Cam and I chose a side.
Yeah, you split Florida in half. And Western Florida and Eastern Florida.
Yeah.
Because even the UK, the king was like, I want some of that.
Yeah, the ownership of it was all over the place.
And if the Fountain of Youth was here, I mean, who would?
100%. And that explains why we, 155 episodes later, look so young and beautiful.
Yeah.
If you show photos from our first or second episode to now,
we got younger.
Yeah.
Some people say that wealth and success will cause you to look younger and more alive.
I think it's podcasting just makes you prettier.
Podcasting makes you prettier. A little bit of the Fountain of Youth dabbled in there.
Yeah. You can buy jars of that, right?
Yeah.
Jars of the water.
You can. Jars of the... No, that's true.
A bottle of it.
I tasted it.
You're not supposed to drink it.
Found out you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, it's supposed to
It's just
pour it on your dart wound.
Yeah, it tastes like a water hose. Yeah. Listen, here we are. We're live streaming on patreon.com/FMOFM podcast. Hello, live streamers.
Hello,
we
live
appreciate
stream.
you. Patreon's where you can find all the bonus content that your heart desires. And we are one step closer, 1 week closer to moving into our new studio.
Yes, we are.
Under construction. We're excited about that.
And if you're listening to this episode,
that's right.
Tell someone you're listening to this episode.
That's right.
That's what really motivates and moves us.
Yeah, word of mouth. It helps get the show just, further, faster.
Yep.
More than anything else. Let your friends and family know about the show.
Please.
If you love it, and we love you. And we'll see you this time next week for some more shenanigans.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yep.
Let's do it.
See ya.
Can't wait.